Todd Blanche, who's already done the 10 best list, the 10 best reasons,
the 10 reasonable doubt reasons for reasonable doubt. Yeah.
Now he's come up with Michael Cohen is the gloat. He's literally the greatest liar of all time. He has lied to every single branch of Congress. He has lied to the Department of Justice. His words cannot be trusted, and I am going to end the summation the same way that I told you a few minutes ago that I know you cannot rely on him. All those lies, put them to the side for just a moment. You cannot rely on him. All those lies under oath, all those lies, that is reason enough to walk away. He came in here, raised his right hand, and he lied to each of you repeatedly, making it personal, right? You cannot send someone to prison based on the words of Michael Cohen. It was a lot of evidence, but it is important to President Trump and his family, and it is clear to you all, you all have been paying close attention, and that is, as it's catching up, I have text from the court, very important. This isn't a referendum on your views of President Trump. That's important to a Manhattan jury, right? This is not a referendum of President Trump. This is not a referendum on the ballot box. He's trying to take it out of the politics. And he's appealing to them and to their pride and pride of service, of public service, right? This is not a referendum on the ballot box. This verdict you're going to reach has to do with the evidence. He's telling them, of course, that's what the judge will tell them as well. The evidence that you've heard. And that's as far as they've gotten so far. But this sounds like a big wind-up for a jury that's been listening for a long time this morning.
I appreciate what Blanche did. He threw in about prison. First of all, Trump.
Yeah,
that's not something the jury was not just not required to, should not be speculating about, number one. Number two, it's really inappropriate. Theoretically, the prosecution could object, or they just kind of let it go and maybe answer it later on, or have the judge respond to it during some curative instruction right before the jury goes out. But I agree with what Chuck said before. This is a little too cute. This is getting cute with these top tens and the gloat, greatest liar of all time. And it's really rich when you have someone who's accused of having an affair and multiple affairs and all sorts of fraud to be saying that this other person is the greatest liar of all time. It's not lost on that jury.
I was going to say there's some competition for that title, but putting that aside, Andrea, Mr. Blanche is wrong as a matter of law. The jury can convict just on the testimony of Michael Cohen if they so choose. There's a standard instruction, I know in federal criminal law, that the jury can, if they find the testimony of a single cooperating witness credible, impactful, then that alone could be the basis for their conviction. They're not instructed to do that, but they're told it's an option. So if you believe Michael Cohen, then that could be sufficient.
And Todd Blanche has just sat down. He said, if you focus just on the evidence you heard in this courtroom, this is a very, very quick and easy not guilty verdict. Thank you. Joining us now, I want to bring in former U.S. Attorney Joyce Vance, who's been watching all of this and reading all of this. Joyce, what do you think of the defense's summation?
So, like Chuck, I'm not a big fan of listicles. It seems a little bit cute and pat. And it was much more structured than much of Todd Blanche's closing argument, which I took to have really 3 buckets of reasonable doubt. I heard him saying, you can't convict because these documents aren't fraudulent. Well, that's something that the prosecution will, I think, deal with pretty readily. Then he seemed to argue for a time that Donald Trump didn't have the intent to commit crimes, that he was too busy running the country to commit crimes. And I think we'll hear the prosecution say a lot about that, too. Ultimately, it came down to this argument about Michael Cohen, with Blanche arguing you can't send someone to prison on the word of a liar like Michael Cohen. And again, the government will have plenty of responses. They'll say that they didn't pick Michael Cohen as a witness, that it was Donald Trump. And they'll talk about the fact that even people who have lied, who have demonstrably lied and been convicted of it, like Michael Cohen, can come back and tell the truth. And this, I think, is the signal weakness in this defense summation. They fail to confront the corroborating evidence that the prosecution put together before Cohen took the witness stand, leaving an opening for the prosecution now to come back and to tell the jury why they can trust Cohen in this case. Joyce